I need you to listen to me like your life depends on it, because it does. Right now, at this very second, you are standing at the edge of a choice that will define the person you become, the strength you build, and the life you are capable of living. Every day, every hour, every moment, you have the chance to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. And I'm not talking about ordinary growth. I'm talking about the kind of strength that scares you when you look in the mirror. The kind of power that makes failure tremble before you. The kind of resilience that no challenge, no obstacle, no setback can ever break. But here's the truth. Most people never tap into that. Most people go through life sleepwalking, waiting for motivation to strike, waiting for someone to push them, waiting for circumstances to finally align. And by the time they wake up, they have already settled for less than what they were made for. Not you, not today. I want you to understand something important. Strength is not given. Power is not granted. Growth is not accidental. Every ounce of strength, every drop of courage, every bit of resilience you will ever have is forged inside you. In moments of discomfort, in moments when the world wants you to quit, in moments when you feel small, weak, or defeated. That is where champions are made. That is where warriors are born. And if you are watching this, if you are still here, it means you are ready to step into the fire, to stare fear in the face, to push beyond limits, and to become stronger than you were yesterday. But you must commit. You must decide that nothing will stop you. You must be willing to do the work that others refuse to do, to endure the pain that others flee from, and to keep moving forward when every voice in your head is telling you to quit. Right now, I want you to visualize yourself 1 year from today. What would your life look like if you truly committed to growth every single day? What would your mind, body, and spirit become if you refused comfort, refused excuses, and refused to settle for mediocrity? Can you see it? Can you feel it? That version of you is already inside, waiting to be awakened, waiting to be unleashed. But here's the catch. It will not come to you by chance. It will not be handed to you. You have to fight for it. You have to earn it. Every morning, every challenge, every setback, every small victory counts. Every day you decide to grow, to push, to endure, to resist weakness, you are building that person. That is how you become unstoppable. That is how you become unshakable. That is how you become stronger every single day. So if you are ready, if you are done waiting, if you are done settling, and if you are ready to step into your power, then stay with me. Pay attention. Absorb every word. Let it ignite a fire inside you that will never go out. Because by the end of this, you will not be the same person who started watching. You will be stronger, sharper, more determined, and unstoppable in your pursuit of greatness. The question is not if you can do it. The question is, will you commit? Will you fight for it every single day? Will you rise? Because the choice is yours and the time is now. Most people run from challenges. They see obstacles as something to avoid, as interruptions to their comfort, as signs that life is too hard. But let me tell you something. Every single day you wake up, life is going to throw something at you. It might be small, it might be massive, but the moment you see it as a threat rather than an opportunity, that moment is the moment you lose. Strength is not given. It is earned, and it is earned in the heat of adversity. Every challenge you face, every difficulty that comes knocking on your door is a test of your willingness to grow, of your ability to endure, of your hunger to become more than who you were yesterday. You cannot escape this truth. The stronger you want to become, the more you have to step into the arena every single day, even when you're tired, even when your body screams at you to quit, even when your mind wants to make excuses. There is no strength without struggle. The world will not wait for you to feel ready, and it certainly will not hand you power on a silver platter. You have to go into the storm, you have to push against resistance, and you have to embrace it. The challenge itself is the training ground for your spirit, your mind, your character. Every challenge, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of the strong person you are building. Do not run from it. Do not complain about it. Do not rationalize why it is too much for you. Step into it, face it, own it. Think about the moments in your life where you avoided challenge. Look back and be honest with yourself. How did it feel afterward? Was there growth? Was there pride? Or did you feel small, weak, like the opportunities passed you by while you hid? Those moments are the opposite of strength. Strength does not come to the comfortable, the safe, Strength comes to those who are willing to fight, who are willing to endure, who are willing to meet discomfort face to face and refuse to back down. You must learn to love the struggle, to crave the resistance, to see every problem not as a barrier, but as a signal that you are being stretched, that your potential is being tested. Every challenge is an invitation to evolve, and evolution never happens in the comfort zone. You cannot level up sitting on the couch hoping for life to hand you more. The challenge is life's way of saying, do you want this? Are you ready to fight for it? Can you become more than you are today? And your answer cannot be half-hearted. You have to say yes, fully, completely, with every fiber of your being. Every day you wake up, you will face challenges in multiple forms. Some days it will be physical, testing your stamina, your endurance, your strength. Some days it will be mental, testing your focus, your patience, your willpower. Some days it will be emotional, testing your ability to control your reactions, to rise above negativity, to keep moving forward when your mind tells you to stop. All of these are part of the process. You cannot pick and choose what challenges you want to face. You cannot selectively decide which discomfort you will endure. Strength is holistic. It is built in the physical, the mental, and the emotional dimensions. And the more challenges you embrace, the more layers of strength you build. You begin to see life differently. You begin to understand that struggle is not the enemy. It is the friend that pushes you beyond limits you did not think existed. You begin to walk with a confidence that comes from knowing why. Oh, have faced the fire before, and you have not only survived, you have thrived. There will be people around you who do not understand this. They will tell you to take the easy way, to avoid the hard path, to settle for comfort, but they do not see what you are building. They do not feel the weight you carry, the hunger you possess, the vision that drives you forward. You cannot let the opinions of those who fear challenge dictate your actions. Strength is personal, and it is cultivated in private, in moments when nobody is watching. When life is testing your resolve, when the world seems ready to knock you down, it is in these moments that you rise, that you say to yourself, I am stronger than this. I will overcome. I will grow. And the growth comes not after the storm, not when it is convenient, not when you are comfortable, but during the storm, while you are fighting, while you are pushing, while you are refusing to quit. This is where champions are made. This is where the strongest version of yourself is being forged. Do not misunderstand me. Embracing challenges does not mean you will not feel pain. It does not mean you will not struggle. It does not mean life will be easy. It means you understand that the pain is part of the process. It means you do not run from difficulty. It means you face it head on with courage and relentless determination. Strength is born in pain, refined in struggle, and solidified through perseverance. Every obstacle is a lesson. Every resistance is training. Every failure is feedback. If you can learn to see challenge this way, if you can internalize that struggle is not punishment, but preparation, then you will begin to grow every single day. You will begin to wake up with a hunger that cannot be satisfied by comfort. You will begin to move with a purpose that fear cannot shake. You will begin to push limits that once seemed impossible, and you will surprise even yourself with what you are capable of achieving. So I challenge you right now to stop hiding from difficulty. Stop making excuses for why things are hard. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, for the easy path, for life to be fair. That moment will never come. Life will not wait for you to be ready. But the moment you decide to embrace every challenge, every struggle, every obstacle as a stepping stone to greatness, that is the moment your strength begins to compound. You will notice it in your body, in your mind, in your confidence. You will notice it in your ability to take on more, to endure more, to fight more. Each day becomes a training ground. Each difficulty becomes fuel. Each setback becomes a setup for a comeback. This is how the strongest people in the world operate. They do not wait for life to be easy. They take life by the horns. They face the challenges and they grow stronger every single day. If you want to become more than you are, if you want to rise above mediocrity, if you want to stand tall while others crumble, you must embrace challenges like they are a gift. You must seek them out, face them without fear, and let them shape you. The question is not whether you will face challenges. Life guarantees that. The question is whether you will run from them or rise through them. If you choose the latter, if you choose to step into the fire and meet every trial with courage, persistence, and unwavering focus, then I promise you this: every day you will wake up stronger than the day before, and the person you become will be unstoppable. Strength is not a destination. It is a journey, and it is a journey that is paved with challenges. Embrace them and watch yourself rise. Most people misunderstand what it takes to become strong, to rise above mediocrity, to achieve anything that truly matters in life. They think motivation is the key. They wake up one day, feel inspired by a quote, a video, or a story, and for a moment, they feel unstoppable. But here's the truth. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation is like the spark of a match. It burns bright for a second. But if you don't have something to feed the fire, it dies out, leaving you cold in the dark. The people who succeed, the people who become stronger every single day, do not rely on motivation. They rely on consistency. They rely on showing up even when they feel no drive, even when their energy is low, even when the world tells them to stop. Consistency is the engine, the unshakable force, the thing that separates those who talk about dreams from those who live them. You want to become stronger every day? Stop waiting to feel like it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop hoping the universe will hand you the desire to act. You act, and in acting, you create the desire. You build strength in motion, not in emotion. Think about this for a moment. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness, who has ever reached a level of strength most people can't even imagine, did not wait to feel motivated. They woke up before the sun. They pushed through exhaustion. They trained when nobody was watching. They made sacrifices when everyone else was comfortable. And you know what? Many days they didn't feel like it. Many days they wanted to quit. Many days they hated the work, but they showed up anyway. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. That is the difference. That is the power of consistency. Motivation might get you started, but it is consistency that carries you across the finish line. It is consistency that transforms weak habits into unshakable strength, that transforms small efforts into monumental results. Every time you rely on motivation, you are at the mercy of your emotions, and emotions are unpredictable. One day you feel fired up, the next you feel drained. Motivation will never be dependable, but consistency doesn't care how you feel. Consistency is a commitment. Consistency is a promise you make to yourself that no matter what, you will put in the work, you will endure the struggle. You will push yourself past limits because you know that strength is built through repetition, through the accumulation of effort, through the unwillingness to stop. It doesn't matter if today is hard. It doesn't matter if your body aches. It doesn't matter if your mind is screaming at you to quit. You show up. You do the work anyway. That is how you grow stronger. That is how you transform yourself into someone unstoppable. Let me be clear. Consistency does not mean perfection. Consistency means showing up more than you skip. It means progress over time, not instant results. It means creating systems and routines that you follow no matter how you feel. It means turning your goals into daily actions so automatic, so ingrained that they happen whether you're motivated or not. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who wait for inspiration. They are the ones who build habits so strong that their success becomes inevitable. They understand that strength is the result of daily discipline compounded over time. Every repetition, every choice to act, every day you refuse to quit stacks on top of the last. That is how you become unstoppable. That is how you become more powerful, more resilient, more formidable every single day. You see, life does not reward motivation. Life does not reward talent alone. Life rewards persistence, effort, and relentless action. Every time you push yourself when you don't feel like it, every time you do what others won't, you are training your mind, your body, your soul to handle more. You are building strength that is invisible to the eye, but undeniable in impact. You are creating a version of yourself that does not depend on fleeting feelings or temporary excitement. You are creating a force that cannot be shaken by laziness, by doubt, by fear. This is the essence of becoming stronger every day, knowing that the fire within you is not fueled by mood or motivation, but by commitment and action. Consistency also teaches patience. Most people quit too soon because they want results immediately. They want transformation overnight. They see a single setback and think it's the end. But consistency is a quiet, powerful teacher. It whispers that strength is not built in a day, that mastery comes from repetition, that growth is a marathon, not a sprint. When you embrace consistency, you develop resilience. You learn to trust the process. You learn to push through discomfort because you know that every day you endure, every day you persist, you are getting stronger. Even when progress is slow, even when the results seem invisible, the effort you put in is stacking up. Every day is a deposit into your strength account. And over time, the compound effect is unstoppable. Let me warn you though, consistency is not easy. It is not glamorous. It will not make you feel important in the moment. It requires sacrifice, focus, and courage. It means doing the work when nobody is cheering you on, when nobody notices, when the temptation to quit is screaming louder than your reason to continue. But here's the beauty. Consistency is also empowering. It gives you control. It gives you confidence. It builds a self-discipline that motivation can never provide. When you know that you will show up no matter what, when you know that you will take action even when it's hard, you become unstoppable. No obstacle can break you because you have built an unbreakable foundation in yourself. No distraction can derail you because you have trained your mind to stay committed. No failure can shake you because you know that as long as you keep showing up, you are still winning. So I challenge you. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop waiting for the perfect day, the perfect mood, the perfect opportunity. Strength does not come from waiting. It comes from showing up consistently, from taking action relentlessly, from refusing to give in to excuses. Decide today that you will be consistent. Decide today that you will honor your commitment to yourself. Decide today that you will do the work even when it is hard, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it feels impossible, because consistency is not temporary, it is eternal. Consistency is the force that will carry you through setbacks, through doubt, through fear, through fatigue. Consistency is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Consistency is what makes you stronger, smarter, tougher every single day. Remember this, motivation gets you started, but consistency keeps you going. Motivation is a spark. Consistency is the furnace. Motivation may ignite your desire, but consistency builds your empire. Every day you choose consistency, you are building strength that is undeniable, unstoppable, unshakable. You are proving to yourself that you are more than your feelings, more than your excuses, more than your limits. You are proving that you are committed to becoming stronger every single day, no matter what. And when you commit to consistency, when you honor your daily actions, when you refuse to quit, there is nothing in this world that can stop you from becoming the person you were born to be. Strength is not built in the gym alone. Strength is not measured by the size of your muscles, the speed of your run, or the number of hours you put in physically. True strength starts here in your mind. If your mind is weak, no amount of external effort will carry you to greatness. Mental fortitude is the foundation on which every other form of strength is built. If your mind is easily broken by challenges, if your focus wavers when discomfort comes knocking, if fear controls your choices, then your potential will always be limited. But when you develop mental fortitude, when you train your mind to endure, to persevere, to refuse defeat, you become unstoppable. You begin to realize that the mind is the battlefield and victory in life starts there. Physical ability, opportunities, luck. They all matter less if your mind cannot withstand pressure. You have to understand this. Mental strength is the first step to becoming stronger every single day. And without it, everything else crumbles like sand slipping through your fingers. Think about the times you have faced difficulty and felt ready to give up. Maybe it was in your career, maybe in your personal goals, maybe even in your own discipline to improve. The reason so many people quit is not because the challenge was too great. It is because their mind was not strong enough to command their body, to push past the doubt, to resist the comfort that whispers, stop, it's too hard, wait for tomorrow. Mental fortitude is what allows you to silence that voice, to stare it in the eye and say, I will keep going, no matter what. It is what allows you to take control over your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. When your mind is your strongest weapon, no obstacle can overwhelm you. You begin to see that the limitations you once feared were illusions, shadows of self-doubt, barriers created by your own uncertainty. Developing mental fortitude is not easy. It is uncomfortable. It is grueling. It requires deliberate training every single day. You have to push yourself in ways that test your endurance, your patience, your self-control. You have to face fear head on, not hide from it. You have to endure moments when your body screams for relief, when your emotions threaten to take over, when every part of you wants to quit. Mental strength is forged in these moments. It is created in the discomfort, in the challenge, in the decision to rise, even when the world D is pushing you down. Every time you choose to stay disciplined, every time you refuse to succumb to weakness, every time you endure, your mental muscles grow. And like physical muscles, the more you train them, the stronger they become. Eventually, mental fortitude becomes second nature. You no longer panic when problems appear. You no longer crumble under pressure. You no longer doubt your ability to overcome. You respond with clarity, with resilience, with unstoppable determination. Mental fortitude is also about perspective. It is about understanding that obstacles are not punishments. They are opportunities. They are signals from life telling you where growth is required. A strong mind does not see setbacks as the end of the road. It sees them as information, as lessons, as challenges to rise above. It knows that struggle is not a sign of weakness, but a stage for building power. A mind that has been trained to endure will meet difficulties with curiosity, with strategy, and with patience. It will not react with fear or despair. Instead, it will respond with focus, with persistence, with a relentless commitment to push forward no matter how harsh the circumstances. This is why mental fortitude comes first, because every success, every achievement, every personal transformation begins with a mind that refuses to quit. Another essential part of mental fortitude is controlling your internal dialogue. The mind is constantly speaking to you, constantly feeding you thoughts that either limit you or empower you. Weak minds allow negative thoughts, doubts, and excuses to dominate. Strong minds master their inner voice. They replace fear with focus, weakness with willpower, hesitation with action. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't, you train yourself to respond with, I will find a way. Every time self-doubt arises, you counter it with discipline, with preparation, with confidence in the work you are doing every single day. Mental fortitude means taking responsibility for your thoughts, shaping them deliberately, and refusing to allow them to control your destiny. The stronger your mind becomes, the more capable you are of facing life's toughest battles, and the more unstoppable you become in every area of life. Mental fortitude also teaches patience and endurance. Life will not always give you what you want when you want it. The stronger your mind, the better you can wait without losing your power, without compromising your standards, without giving up on yourself. Mental strength allows you to endure long periods of challenge without burning out, without falling into despair, without taking shortcuts that compromise your growth. It gives you the ability to stay the course, to keep grinding, to keep pushing, even when results seem invisible. because you know that mental strength compounds over time, that every decision to persevere builds a foundation of resilience that will carry you further than you ever imagined. Mental fortitude is also built through action, not just thought. You cannot talk your way into strength. You must act consistently, intentionally, and even when it feels impossible. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to test and build your mental strength. Every time you push beyond your comfort zone, every time you endure what others cannot, you are strengthening your mind. You are proving to yourself that you are more than your fears, more than your limitations, more than your excuses. You are training your mind to command your body, to override doubt, to resist surrender. And over time, this mental fortitude becomes unstoppable. It becomes a part of who you are. You carry it with you into every challenge, every decision, every moment of life. The truth is, the world will test your mind every single day. It will challenge your focus, your resolve, your confidence, your discipline. It will throw obstacles at you that are designed to break you. But mental fortitude ensures that you will not break. Mental fortitude allows you to face difficulty with courage, to meet adversity with clarity, to transform pressure into power. It makes you stronger than the circumstances, stronger than the opposition, stronger than the doubts and fears that once held you back. Mental fortitude is not optional. It is essential. It is the cornerstone of becoming stronger every single day. So I challenge you, begin training your mind today. Refuse to let fear dictate your actions. Refuse to let doubt control your choices. Step into challenges knowing that each one is an opportunity to strengthen your mental muscles. Speak to yourself with clarity and purpose. Push yourself when it is hard. Endure when it is uncomfortable. Persist when it seems impossible. Build a mind that cannot be shaken, a mind that cannot be broken, a mind that refuses to surrender. Because when your mind is strong, you are unstoppable. You will face life with courage. You will overcome obstacles with confidence, and you will grow stronger every single day. Mental fortitude comes first because everything else in life flows from it. Build it, and you build a life of strength, power, and unshakable success. Failure is not the enemy. It is not the signal that you should stop. It is not proof that you are incapable. Yet most people treat it as if it is. They see failure and immediately shrink back. They feel shame, embarrassment, or fear. They take it personally, as if failing once defines their worth. But here's the truth. Failure is the greatest teacher you will ever encounter. It is the laboratory in which strength, character, and resilience are forged. Every successful person you admire, every strong mind, every champion in the world, they have all failed, not once, not twice, but countless times. And each time they use it as a stepping stone. Failure is not a wall, it is a ladder. It is not a defeat, it is an opportunity to rise higher than you could have imagined. If you want to become stronger every single day, you must learn to embrace failure, to study it, to dissect it, and to extract from it the lessons that will make you unstoppable. Most people run from failure because it hurts. They feel the sting of rejection, the weight of disappointment, the ache of unmet expectations. But strength is built in the discomfort of these moments. Every time you fail, you are being given feedback from life itself. It is telling you what worked, what didn't, where you were weak, and where you have room to grow. The question is, will you listen or will you wallow in self-pity? Blaming circumstances, blaming others, blaming yourself for not being perfect. The strong person does not waste time with excuses. They look at failure squarely. They analyze it and they use it to propel themselves forward. You can not skip this step. You cannot pretend failure doesn't exist. You must face it, embrace it, and allow it to sharpen you. That is how strength is built. That is how character is formed. That is how the unstoppable are made. Failure is also a reminder that you are alive, that you are pushing your limits, that you are trying. The people who never fail are the people who never attempt anything of significance. If you play it safe, if you stay in your comfort zone, you might avoid the embarrassment of failure, but you will also avoid growth, opportunity, and strength. Growth is uncomfortable. Progress is messy. Success is often preceded by a trail of failures that feel overwhelming in the moment. But the strongest people see beyond the temporary pain. They see the bigger picture. They see that each failure is a brick in the foundation of their future success. They understand that the only way to become stronger every day is to risk failing, to dare greatly, to push beyond what seems safe or easy. Learning from failure requires honesty. You have to be willing to confront the truth of what went wrong. You cannot blame luck or timing or other people or the world itself. You must look in the mirror and say, what could I have done differently? What did I learn? How can I grow from this? That reflection is where strength begins. Every time you take responsibility for your failures, every time you extract a lesson and apply it moving forward, you are growing stronger, sharper, and more resilient. Failure stops being something to fear when you understand it is not a verdict on your character, but a teacher of your potential. Failure also develops patience and perseverance. It forces you to endure discomfort and keep moving despite setbacks. Every time you encounter a failure and refuse to give up, every time you adjust your strategy and try again, you are training yourself to be relentless. Life will throw obstacles in your path, and some of them will look like insurmountable failures. But if you have learned to embrace failure, you will see them differently. You will see them as information, as opportunities to improve, as signals to rise stronger. Each failure becomes a step forward, a chance to refine your approach, a moment to build mental toughness. Strength is not only about winning, strength is about learning, adapting, and refusing to quit when the world is trying to push you down. Another powerful lesson of failure is humility. When you fail, you are reminded that you are not perfect, that you do not have all the answers, and that there is always more to learn. Humility is not weakness. It is the soil in which growth is planted. Those who refuse to admit failure, who cannot learn from mistakes, stagnate. But those who face failure with humility, who see it as a tool for self-improvement, accelerate their growth. They understand that the world does not owe them success, that nothing is guaranteed, and that every failure is a chance to become better than they were before. This humility, combined with determination, becomes a superpower that propels them forward no matter what obstacles arise. The strongest people do not merely survive failure, they transform it into fuel. Every setback, every disappointment, every mistake becomes ammunition for their next effort. They carry it forward as motivation, as insight, as preparation for future battle. Failure sharpens their focus, strengthens their resolve, and gives them clarity about what they must do to succeed. It teaches them patience, endurance, humility, and persistence all at once. When you learn to see failure as fuel rather than a burden, you become unstoppable. You stop fearing the unknown because you know that even if you fall, you will rise stronger than before. You must also remember that failure is not linear. It will come in waves, sometimes heavier than you think you can bear. There will be moments when it feels like life is conspiring against you. Moments when you stumble repeatedly. Moments when you question your abilities and even your purpose. These are the moments that separate the weak from the strong. The strong do not quit. They examine each failure, extract a lesson, and get back to work. They adjust, they persist, they refuse to let setbacks define them. That is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary people. Failure is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of the next chapter. If you want to become stronger every single day, you must embrace failure with open arms. You must treat it as a teacher, as a guide, as a necessary part of growth. Do not fear it. Do not resist it. Do not blame it. Study it. Learn from it. Let it refine you, sharpen you, and prepare you for the next challenge. Understand that the strongest people in the world are not those who never fail. They are those who fail more than anyone else, but who never allow failure to stop them, who never allow it to define them, and who use it to become greater than they ever imagined. So I challenge you today, the next time you stumble, the next time you are disappointed, the next time life knocks you down, Do not despair. Do not hide. Do not quit. Look at it squarely. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow? How can I become stronger? And then act. Apply the lesson, adjust your strategy, and get back in the fight. Because failure is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally on the journey to becoming stronger every single day. And when you learn from failure consistently, there is nothing in this world that can stop you from achieving your potential, from growing your strength, and from becoming the unstoppable force you were born to be. Most people chase motivation, but motivation is a liar. Motivation makes promises it can't keep. One day you feel it, the next it's gone. Motivation tells you to start, but it rarely carries you to the finish line. Strength, success, and power are not built on feelings. They are built on discipline. Discipline is the silent force that keeps you moving when the fire of excitement dies. Discipline is what separates the people who dream from the people who achieve. Discipline does not wait for the perfect mood, the perfect energy, or the perfect timing. Discipline acts regardless of how you feel. If you want to become stronger every single day, if you want to dominate your life and your goals, you must understand that discipline is not optional. It is essential. Discipline is the true power because it creates consistency, it builds resilience, and it trains your mind and body to operate at levels motivation can never reach. Discipline is what allows you to show up when nobody is watching, when no one is applauding, and when every part of you wants to quit. Discipline is what allows we all to follow through, to do the work, to push past the excuses, and to endure discomfort without complaint. Without discipline, talent is wasted, potential is squandered, and effort is inconsistent. Discipline turns intention into action. It turns goals into results. It turns weakness into strength. And the best part, discipline compounds over time. Every time you make the choice to push forward, to stick to your plan, to endure what is hard, you are building a foundation of power that becomes unstoppable. That is why the strongest people in the world do not rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is more than just following a schedule or completing tasks. It is a mindset, a way of living. It is the ability to do what is necessary, not what is convenient. It is saying yes to growth, even when it hurts, yes to sacrifice, even when it is uncomfortable, yes to effort, even when it seems pointless. Discipline is the voice in your head that says, I will do this because it matters, because I have committed, because I refuse to fail, even when every fiber of your being wants to quit. This is the true power that motivation cannot touch. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is rational, strategic, and relentless. It does not fluctuate. It does not waver. It does not give up. Discipline is the muscle that allows you to endure the struggle, to resist temptation, to conquer laziness, and to rise above the distractions that pull ordinary people down. Discipline also trains patience. Many people quit too early because they want instant results. They cannot endure the discomfort of the process, so they abandon the pursuit of growth. Discipline teaches you to endure, to trust the process, to keep moving forward even when progress feels invisible. Every day you honor your discipline. Every day you follow through with your commitments, you are investing in a stronger version of yourself. You are teaching your mind and body to operate at higher levels. You are creating a system where results are inevitable because your actions are consistent, and consistency is unstoppable. Discipline is the lever that turns small daily efforts into monumental change over time. Another aspect of discipline is control. Discipline gives you mastery over your choices, your habits, and your environment. It allows you to say no to the things that weaken you and yes to the things that build you. It gives you the power to resist the easy path, the path of comfort, and the path of immediate gratification. Every time you choose discipline over convenience, every time you choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure, you are building strength that cannot be taken away. You are proving to yourself that you are the master of your actions in ode to slave to impulses, emotions, or distractions. This is the kind of power that creates winners, champions, and unstoppable individuals. Discipline is also about accountability. It is about taking full responsibility for your choices, your actions, and your results. Weakness often hides behind excuses, blame, and rationalization. Discipline does not allow that. Discipline forces you to confront your reality, to own your decisions, and to take action regardless of circumstances. It creates a mindset where failure is not a reason to quit, but a reason to push harder, to adjust, to improve. When you are disciplined, you understand that your life is the sum of your choices and that every choice matters. You become deliberate, intentional, and relentless. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start becoming the driver of your destiny. The most powerful people in the world are disciplined because they understand that true strength does not come from luck, from talent, or from inspiration. It comes from commitment, consistency, and action. Discipline allows you to endure the moments when motivation fades. It allows you to work tirelessly even when no one is watching. It allows you to overcome fatigue, distraction, fear, and doubt. Discipline allows you to face challenges head on, to endure setbacks, and to keep moving forward when the world tells you to stop. That is why discipline is the true power. It is the force that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Discipline also builds confidence. When you consistently follow through with your commitments, you begin to trust yourself. You know that no matter what happens, you will act. You know that no matter how difficult it becomes, you will persevere. That self-trust creates inner strength that cannot be shaken. You become unshakable because your actions prove to yourself every day that you are capable, that you are resilient, and that you can handle anything life throws at you. Discipline turns potential into reality, and that reality builds an unbreakable foundation of strength. To cultivate discipline, you must start small but be relentless. It is built through daily habits, through routine, through repetition. It is not glamorous, it is not easy, and it does not make headlines, but it is what separates the people who dream from the people who achieve. Every time you resist temptation, every time you choose effort over ease, every time you honor your commitments, you are exercising the most powerful muscle you have, your discipline. And over time, that discipline compounds into unstoppable strength, unshakable confidence, and a relentless drive that cannot be deterred by setbacks or challenges. So I challenge you, stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping you will feel like it someday. Stop relying on fleeting emotion to carry you to greatness. True strength, true power, and unstoppable success come from discipline. Decide today that you will honor your commitments, that you will follow through no matter what, that you will do the work even when it is hard, uncomfortable, or inconvenient. Make discipline your default, your habit, your way of life. Let it guide your actions, shape your mindset, and strengthen your character. Because when you choose discipline, when you commit to consistency over feeling, when you act relentlessly regardless of circumstance, you are harnessing the truest form of power. Discipline is not temporary. Discipline is eternal. Discipline is the key that will make you stronger every single day, unstoppable, unshakable, and victorious in every area of your life. One of the most powerful truths about becoming stronger every single day is understanding that the people, the environments, and the influences you allow into your life determine the limits of your strength. You cannot grow in an atmosphere that is stagnant, negative, or filled with excuses. If you want to rise, if you want to push beyond what you thought was possible, you have to surround yourself with energy. Energy that motivates. Energy that inspires, energy that challenges you to be more. You have to cut out the people who drain you, the habits that hold you back, the excuses that whisper lies to your mind and tell you that your dreams are too big or too hard. The strongest people in the world are not just physically strong, mentally tough, or disciplined. They are deliberate in their associations. They understand that energy is contagious. They understand that positivity, focus, and ambition can lift you higher than you could ever reach alone. And conversely, negativity, doubt, and excuses will drag you down no matter how strong your mind or body may be. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you been ready to push forward, to take the next step, to face a challenge, and someone in your circle of influence told you why it wouldn't work, why it was too risky, or why you should wait for a better time? How many times have you been ready to chase a dream, only to be slowed by doubt injected by others? Surrounding yourself with excuses is like walking into a fire wearing gasoline. It will consume your potential if you let it. You cannot allow weak-minded people, negative talk, or fear-driven influence to infiltrate your mental space. You must be intentional. You must be selective. You must recognize that your environment and your associates are either your greatest fuel or your heaviest chains. There is no middle ground. Energy is contagious, and you must choose it like your life depends on it, because in reality, it does. Surrounding yourself with energy does not mean seeking constant entertainment or superficial motivation. It means seeking out people who push you to be more, who challenge your excuses, who demand that you show up at your best even when you feel weak. It means immersing yourself in environments that demand growth, creativity, focus, and courage. It means aligning with mentors, peers, and influences who embody the values, work ethic, and mindset you want to cultivate. Energy is the force that reminds you of your potential when you have forgotten it. It is the force that inspires you to continue when your body is tired, when your mind is weary, when your spirit feels weak. The right energy fuels your ambition, elevates your focus, and accelerates your growth in ways you cannot achieve in isolation. At the same time, you must eliminate excuses, not just in yourself, but in your surroundings. Excuses are the silent killers of dreams. They sound harmless, but they slowly destroy strength, confidence, and progress. When you are surrounded by excuses, you begin to adopt them as your own. You start to believe that it's okay to be late, to be lazy, to give up, to settle. You start to rationalize mediocrity and accept stagnation. Excuses are infectious, and they spread through your environment like a virus. That is why the strongest people make tough decisions about who and what they allow into their lives. They do not tolerate energy sappers. They do not entertain negativity. They do not accept excuses. They create boundaries. They choose associations that elevate, and they protect their mental and emotional space fiercely. Strength is not only physical or mental, it is also strategic. It is knowing where to invest your energy and whom to let influence your journey. Energy also comes from action, not just people. The environments you inhabit, the routines you keep, the content you consume, all of it impacts your strength. If your surroundings are cluttered, chaotic, or filled with distraction, your energy is dissipated. If you consume media that feeds fear, doubt, or insecurity, your mental fortitude erodes. You must be intentional with every influence in your life. Seek out books, talks, people, and experiences that challenge you to be more, that inspire you to act, that remind you of the possibilities within your reach. Energy is a resource, and like any resource, it must be managed. The stronger your energy, the more resilient, focused, and unstoppable you become. Conversely, if you allow excuses to infiltrate your environment, you invite weakness, distraction, and stagnation. Surrounding yourself with energy requires courage, because it often means cutting ties with people who are familiar, comfortable, or convenient, but are holding you back. It may mean ending friendships, limiting interactions, or leaving environments that no longer serve your growth. This is uncomfortable because humans crave comfort and belonging, but strength is never born in comfort. The people and environments you choose to remain connected to will either push you forward or pull you backward, and the responsibility is yours. You must choose energy, challenge, growth, and inspiration over excuses, doubt, and negativity. You must curate your life like a champion curates their team, their training, and their strategy. Energy also teaches accountability. When you are around people who are strong, motivated, and disciplined, you cannot hide behind excuses. You cannot rationalize laziness. You are held to a higher standard simply by association. And this is powerful. Strength thrives under expectation. Weakness hides in comfort and leniency. If you want to grow every day, you must be in an environment where excuses are exposed, accountability is demanded, and action is unavoidable. The right energy amplifies your efforts and accelerates your growth. It reminds you of your potential when your mind wants to falter. It challenges you to rise above mediocrity and step fully into the strength that is your birthright. The people who surround you also shape your mindset. If you are around pessimists, quitters, and complainers, your mind begins to adopt those patterns. If you are around visionaries, doers, and relentless grinders, your mind begins to mirror their strength. Energy flows. It shapes belief. It dictates action. You cannot afford to be passive about this. Every decision about who and what you allow into your world is a decision about how strong you will become. Energy is contagious. Excuses are contagious. You decide which virus you want to spread and absorb. So I challenge you today, evaluate your environment, evaluate the people, habits, and influences that dominate your life. Identify what fuels you and what drains you. Surround yourself with energy that elevates your mind, your body, and your spirit. Remove the excuses, the negative voices, the distractions that keep you small. Seek out individuals who push you, challenge you, and inspire you to act even when you don't feel like it. Immerse yourself in environments that demand growth, focus, and resilience. Protect your mental and emotional space like your life depends on it, because in the pursuit of strength, it does. Energy is power. Excuses are weakness. The stronger your environment, the stronger you become. Choose wisely, act deliberately, and every single day you will grow stronger, more resilient, and more unstoppable than you ever thought possible. One of the most overlooked truths about becoming stronger every single day is understanding the power of progress over perfection. Too many people sabotage their own growth because they are waiting to be perfect, waiting to have everything figured out, waiting to achieve some flawless standard before they allow themselves to feel proud, to feel accomplished, or to move forward. But life does not work that way. Strength is built in the journey, not the destination. Growth is forged in the small steps, the incremental improvements, the daily victories that often go unnoticed. Perfection is a mirage, a moving target that can never truly be attained. If you want to become stronger, more resilient, and unstoppable, you must learn to celebrate progress, to recognize your own efforts, and to honor the small wins that compound into greatness. Too often, people measure themselves against impossible standards. They compare themselves to the expert, the superstar, the person who has already achieved what they are chasing. They look at someone else's success and feel like a failure because they have not yet arrived. But the truth is, you are on your own path, and your strength is measured not by perfection, but by improvement. Every step forward, every challenge you overcome, every time you push yourself beyond what you thought possible is proof that you are growing stronger. Progress is proof of your resilience. Progress is proof that you refuse to quit. Progress is proof that you are building a life of strength, discipline, and relentless determination. Celebrating progress also keeps you motivated. When you acknowledge small victories, you feed your mind and spirit with positive reinforcement. You begin to see that your efforts are not in vain, that the grind is paying off, that the sacrifice is worth it. This acknowledgement creates momentum, the kind of momentum that drives you to keep showing up, to keep working harder, to keep pushing past discomfort. Motivation alone will not sustain you, but when paired with recognition of your own progress, it becomes amplified. Every time you celebrate growth, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, that you are moving forward, and that you are building strength every single day. Perfection, on the other hand, is paralyzing. It is the thief of progress. When you chase perfection, you why action? You wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect version of yourself before you start. And in that waiting, time slips away. Opportunities vanish. Strength remains untested. Growth stalls. Progress is always incremental, always messy, always imperfect. And yet, it is in the imperfect actions, the effort put in when conditions are not ideal, the attempts made despite fear, the persistence through failure, that real strength is forged. Every time you take action without waiting for perfection, every time you try, fail, adjust, and try again, you are building resilience, courage, and unshakable confidence. Celebrating progress also shifts your mindset. It teaches you to value the process over the result, the effort over the outcome, the journey over the destination. When you focus solely on perfection, you become blind to the growth happening in real time. You overlook the victories, the improvements, the lessons, and the moments of triumph that are shaping you into someone stronger. Strength is not created in a single grand achievement. It is accumulated through countless small steps taken consistently. Every push-up, every disciplined choice, every mental victory over doubt and fear, every setback overcome is progress. And each piece of progress compounds into the extraordinary strength and resilience that sets you apart from those who wait for perfection and never start. Acknowledging progress also builds confidence. When you see how far you have come, when you recognize the effort you have put in and the challenges you have overcome, you develop belief in your own capabilities. You realize that you are stronger than your fears, more resilient than your doubts, and more disciplined than your excuses. This confidence becomes fuel, driving you to take bigger risks, to endure greater challenges, and to push beyond limits that once seemed impossible. Every small victory is a reminder that you can handle the next obstacle, the next struggle, and the next level of challenge. Celebrating progress transforms ordinary effort into unstoppable momentum. Progress is also a shield against self-doubt. When you focus on perfection, every mistake feels catastrophic. Every setback feels like failure. Every deviation from your ideal standard feels like defeat. But when you focus on progress, every challenge becomes a lesson. Every mistake becomes a step forward, and every deviation is an opportunity to learn and grow. Progress reframes struggle as evidence of growth, fear as evidence of courage, and effort as evidence of strength. It protects your mind from the corrosive effects of comparison, impatience, and self-criticism. The stronger your ability to celebrate progress, the stronger your mind becomes, and the more unstoppable your journey toward becoming stronger every day. Celebrating progress does not mean complacency. It does not mean lowering your standards or settling for mediocrity. It means recognizing that growth is a process, that mastery is earned incrementally, and that strength is cultivated through effort, persistence, and resilience. It means honoring the small wins while continuing to push forward. It means acknowledging your growth, but not allowing it to make you comfortable. Progress is a stepping stone, not a destination. Each victory should inspire more action, greater effort, and a relentless drive to reach higher levels of strength, discipline, and achievement. It is also about perspective. When you learn to celebrate progress, you begin to see your journey differently. You stop obsessing over what you have not yet achieved, and you start appreciating what you are building, what you are learning, and how you are evolving. You notice the improvements in your strength, your mindset, your discipline, and your resilience. You recognize that growth is often invisible at first, subtle and incremental, but when compounded over time, it becomes extraordinary. This perspective transforms struggle into opportunity, discomfort into growth, and effort into undeniable strength. So I challenge you today, stop waiting for perfection. Stop judging yourself harshly for what you haven't accomplished yet. Stop letting fear of failure or imperfection keep you from taking action. Instead, focus on the small wins. Celebrate every step forward, every obstacle overcome, every moment you chose effort over ease. Recognize that progress, not perfection, is the real measure of strength. When you celebrate progress, you cultivate resilience, confidence, and momentum. You train your mind to value growth, your spirit to value effort, and your life to value the journey. You transform incremental steps into unstoppable momentum, small victories into unshakable power, and daily effort into a life of strength, discipline, and relentless achievement. If you want to become stronger every single day, you must celebrate progress. You must honor effort over outcome, growth over perfection, and the journey over the destination. Recognize the victories that come from persistence, discipline, and courage. Learn from the setbacks, but never let them define you. Measure yourself by the distance you have traveled, the obstacles you have overcome, and the progress you are making. When you celebrate progress, you empower yourself, motivate yourself, and strengthen yourself in ways that perfection never could. Progress is proof. Progress is power. Progress is the key to becoming stronger every single day, unstoppable in your growth, relentless in your pursuit, and unshakable in your strength. Now listen to me closely, because this is where it all comes together. Becoming stronger every single day is not about luck. It is not about talent. It is not about waiting for the perfect conditions or the perfect moment. Strength is built deliberately, intentionally, and relentlessly. It is forged in the decisions you make every morning, the choices you refuse to compromise on, and the habits you refuse to break. Every single day is an opportunity, a battlefield, and a test of your will. And what I want you to take away from this speech is that you cannot afford to wait for tomorrow. You cannot afford to postpone your growth. You cannot afford to let excuses, fear, or doubt control your destiny. Today is your moment. Right now is your battlefield. And the strength you build now will define the life you live tomorrow. Every keynote we discussed today, mental fortitude, discipline, learning from failures, surrounding yourself with energy, celebrating progress, is not just theory. It is practice. It is action. It is a blueprint for a life of unstoppable power. You have to take these truths and embed them into every decision, every action, every thought. When your mind is strong, your body and spirit will follow. When you refuse to quit in the face of failure, you grow resilient. E. When you prioritize discipline over fleeting motivation, you create a force that cannot be derailed. When you choose your environment carefully and embrace energy over excuses, you empower yourself beyond measure. And when you celebrate progress instead of chasing perfection, you ensure that every step forward fuels the next, compounding your strength in ways you never imagined. I am telling you now, the world does not owe you success. Life will not hand it to you on a silver platter. There will be struggle. There will be pain. There will be moments when it feels easier to quit than to fight. But what separates the strong from the weak is that they refuse to be defined by circumstances. They refuse to be broken by adversity. They refuse to let fear, failure, or distraction steal their power. And that is exactly what I am challenging you to do. Be relentless. Be disciplined. Be resilient. Be hungry for growth every single day. Imagine the person you are becoming if you apply these lessons daily. The unstoppable, unshakable, unbreakable version of yourself who refuses to quit, who conquers challenges, who rises stronger after every setback, and who thrives in discomfort. That is the life waiting for you. That is the strength waiting inside of you. And here is the most important truth. No one can give it to you. No one can hand it over. You have to claim it. You have to fight for it. You have to wake up every day and prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fears, stronger than your doubts, and stronger than yesterday. So go forward from this moment with relentless purpose. Apply these truths. Train your mind. Strengthen your body. Refuse to quit. Surround yourself with energy. Embrace discipline. Learn from every failure. Celebrate every victory. And understand this, every day you commit to growth, every day you refuse to settle, every day you fight for your strength, you are building a version of yourself that is unstoppable, a life that is extraordinary, and a future that is limitless. Your journey starts now, and there is no limit to how strong you can become if you keep moving, keep striving, and keep growing every single day.